Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Ivy here with the Dave and Ivy TV show, here bringing you episode number 4 of How to Be an Effective Parent Teacher. Today, we're going to be talking about playing with your child. Simple. Just play with them. Just play with them. You have to find a time to do that, but I'm going to be giving you some tips today on exactly what strategies you can use to make that playtime more effective. Not just playing just to be playing, but effective play. All right? So let me just start by saying that playing with your child is a great way to bond and spend that quality time that I was mentioning earlier. Playing, it's a great time to bond and find out what things they're interested in, find out what things can be cultivated in that playtime. Before I get into any research or any tips, this is the part of the episode where I do a quote for today. The quote for today is, "Time spent playing with children is never wasted." So when we talk about play today, I chose that quote because a part of my first statement was about having to make time for it. And I need you to understand as a parent that when you play with your child, that time is never wasted. I want you to be intentional. Be intentional in your playtime with your child. So remember that quote, time spent playing with children, it's never, ever wasted time. As I think about play, my reflection, I am reminded of how I would go to a friend of mine's house and her son, my nephew, would always want to play I Declare War. And for those of you who know, I Declare War takes forever to end because you got a whole deck of cards there. But it did something for him. It helped develop something in him. And although I'm going to be honest, I didn't play with him all the time, but there was always the idea for him that when Auntie Ivy comes over, we're going to play something. We're either going to play on the video game or we're going to play I Declare War or a board game or some kind of game. So I think it's very important that you establish those times to play with your child. That's my reflection. I hope you liked it. Guys, let me tell you, this concept of play was something I had to get used to, get familiar with, and get used to. And as I have taught pre-K for several years, I have learned the value of play, especially playing with other students, but just play. It's so engaging. It should be engaging. As I looked up the research, there's so much on all of these topics, which you can Google if you wanted to. But I'm here to just give you some brief overviews. When I looked it up, an article came up from, the acronym is UNICEF, which stands for United Nations Children's Fund. And of course, there is extensive research by this particular company, the education section, on play, singing, music, reading, talking. There's extensive research. But this particular article, it's actually a PDF, it's a document, and I will share it. But it simply states, educators are rethinking how to teach young children to tap into their enormous learning potential. When I tell you that your child before the age of 5 has so much learning potential, it would blow your mind. Play is one of the most important ways in which young children gain essential knowledge and skill. Did you know that? That just by playing, not on an iPad, not on your cell phone, but dress up. Get them a dollhouse, Legos, of course, age appropriate, stacking blocks, the see and say. All of those things are essential for a child to gain knowledge and skill. It says, for this reason, and I am reading here, for this reason, play opportunities and environments that promote play, your home, not just school, but your home, that promote play, exploration, and hands-on learning are at the core. Now, the article says they are at the core of effective pre-primary programs like Head Start, daycare, but I say it's at the core of effective parent teaching, learning how to play with your child. It is at the core of it. This PDF, this article is 36 pages. That's just a little section about what and how important play is. My next section, we're going to be talking about tips that you can do at home. One of the things I want you to understand is the visual of what play looks like. So I'm going to give you a few tips, about 8, on different things you can do at home, what play should look like at home. And again, these are things that you can do at home. Tip number 1, get on their level. When you're playing with kids, get down on the floor. Don't be afraid to get down on the floor, to sit at the coffee table, sit in front of the couch, turn the TV off, but get down on the floor, get down on their level. Tip number 2, follow their lead. Let your child take the lead in the play. Ask them questions, but let them take the lead. Find out what it is their interests are, what they want to do. Okay, tip number 3, be present. Be in the moment. Put away distractions like your cell phone and other devices and be fully present with your child. Be in that moment. Tip number 4, ask open-ended questions. Ask open-ended questions. Ask questions that encourage your child to think and share rather than just give yes or no. Hey, you like doing that? Yeah. Ask them why. I don't think open-ended questions are bad. I don't think yes/no questions are bad, but give follow-up questions to those yes or no questions. Tip number 5, encourage imagination. Play pretend with your child and let their imagination run wild. Sometimes we get so caught up on reality and we want our child to understand, that's just not reality. But they don't have to understand that at 3, because guess what? They not. I had a conversation with my daughter. I was like, he doesn't understand that how you slaved over a stove and all he wants is chicken nuggets.
Boy, you better eat this chicken and rice and broccoli.
But he doesn't understand that reality. That's your reality. His reality is imagination. So encourage their imagination. Give them that time to just explore and run wild with it. Step 6, show interest in their play. Ask your child to tell you about their play and listen actively to what they have to say. Show them that, that's really cool, and that you enjoy spending time with them. Okay? Just show that interest. Tip 7, be silly. Be silly. Be a troll, be a princess, be a king, be a character from the Nickelodeon channel. I don't know what they listen to. Be a character from PBS Kids. Be willing to dress up like those characters that they like. Don't be afraid to be silly and have fun. Laughing together can help build a strong connection between you and your child. Tip 8. Play together
regularly.
Try to set aside a regular time to play with your child and make it a priority in your schedule. Make it important. It's not wasted time. It's not wasted time. Put it in your schedule. Try and play something different every day. And then sometimes just be spontaneous. Just be spontaneous. I hope I've said something that strongly encourages you to continue to be that effective parent teacher. Play with your child. Up next, our question and answer: at what age? At what age? Ivy, at what age should my child be playing with other children? Children need to be understood. And when they are in a new environment, especially school, then it might take them a minute to start playing with other kids. 0 to 2, that's their solitary time. That's when they just want to play by themselves. 2 to 2.5, they're spectators. They're trying to figure out, do I want to play with you? What y'all got going on? 2.5 to 3, those are the parallel. You know, I'm going to play over here. I'm going to watch y'all play over there. I'm going to watch. I see you, but I'm going to just watch. Then from 3 to 4, they will probably play with anybody, but they still got some preferences going on there. Like, okay, I've been watching you for a minute. I'm ready to play with you now. And then by age 4, that's when they're cooperating. Now, again, that's if they've been exposed to playtime like that since they was 2.5. Mind you, if they don't start interacting with other kids until they're 4, then they might not start that solitary stage until 4. But no, by the time they're 4, especially if you're playing with them at home, you've helped them develop some skills, some knowledge. Then by the time they're 4, then they really should be cooperating and playing with other kids. I hope I've answered your question. See you next week. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me today for this episode of How to Be an Effective Parent Teacher. I do hope that something has been said that can be a takeaway. I hope that you all got some tips out of this episode to help you make play intentional. Schedule a time, make it a routine, have fun, be silly, get down on their level. All of those great tips. I hope you will begin to incorporate that into your day-to-day play with your child. Stay tuned. Our next episode is on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. It will be episode 5. Again, this is your girl, Ivy, with the Dave and Ivy TV show, reminding you to mind how you go.